Hi, this is Jack Dyer, and this is Caller Go Ahead, a show made up of voicemails left by listeners at 702 546 6329. Enjoy the show.
Hey, this is Joe, checking in from the cabin trip. I couldn't call over the course of the weekend because we didn't have any service. But I wanted to still kind of talk about the weekend. I think it was better that we didn't have any service and just, like, nobody was on their phones and we all just were talking and playing games and drinking beers, and it was great. In the middle of the winter, you think like you might be cooped up, or even you won't appreciate kind of nature or anything. But it was so nice outside, and it's a different world in the woods in winter. We walked across a frozen pond. We were trespassing through a marsh, which you could never do, and it was just a great weekend. We just I wish I could do it over and over again, and just make sure you take time to spend time with people you care about and people you have fun with, and people you can get drunk with and shoot BB guns and go sleigh riding with at any age and play board games till 4 in the morning and pass out all together in one cozy cabin before you have to go back to the real world. Okay, love ya. Bye.
Hi. So I just finished my book. I just wrote a book, and I'm really excited. And the people around me have been really supportive. It's my first book. I'm just so excited. And I don't know. Just wanted to say it again. I just wanted to say it again and again and again because I'm just so excited. So excited. And I don't think anything's going to come of it, you know. I've got it laid out. I've got a whole, like, book series, and it's all laid out. But I just finished the first one, and it's so nerdy, and it's about time travel, and it's never going to be anything. But I'm so abhorrently bad at finishing things, you know. 22 years old. I went to school, but it was worthless. I'm doing something that I don't really love, and now I've got this 200-page thing, and it's all mine, and I did it, and I just wanted to say it again because I'm so excited, and I'm happy. I'm really happy. Okay. That's all. Bye.
I dialed this number right into my home Medicare. It looks like it's January, maybe 2015, probably 2015. I only have a couple of minutes. Do not attempt superluminal travel. Time is not linear. Do not attempt...
I have a story. This is about 5 or 6 years ago. I was in college, and I met this guy named Patrick. He and I had some mutual friends, and we started hanging out at this party, got decently drunk, and then we went back to my place and made out for a little while, and then we fell asleep. Not a big deal. Fell asleep, he was laying on his back, and I was laying with my head on his, shoulder, upper chest area. So not long after falling asleep, maybe half hour, an hour, I wake up because I feel something moving. And he's masturbating. Just going to town on himself, masturbating. So, seconds after I wake up and realize what's happening, he finishes. And then he gets up and he goes to the bathroom to get cleaned up, which is 10 feet away, mind you. So he gets cleaned up, and he comes back out, and I'm just sitting on the edge of the bed in a daze, trying to process what the fuck just happened. And he says, I shit you not, I could not make this up. He says, well, I'm going to take off, and there might be some Patrick juice on your sheet. And then he leaves.
Old Man River, that old man river, she must know something. He don't say nothing. He just keeps rolling. He keeps on rolling along. He don't plant taters, he don't plant cotton, and then when planted is soon forgotten. But old man River, he keeps on rolling along. I've grown weary and I've grown tired. I'm sick of living and scared of dying. But old man River, he keeps on rolling along. I really miss the person that my mom used to pretend to be. She has been drinking too much for a really long time, but is in complete denial about it. And I miss her. I haven't seen her in getting on 2.5, 3 years. And it's not because she can't see me. I mean, she's broke, but I've offered to pay to have her, or at least help her, come visit. And she says she really wants to, but the only rule has been that she can't drink while she's there. Because when she drinks, she's just so mean, just says, I have all these awful memories of the horrible things she said to me, unspeakable things, like when she was drunk, she denies ever having said, because, no one wants to admit that they told their daughter that, never speak to me again, just whatever. But yeah, she won't come see me, and I'm scared that when I have children, they'll never meet her, because the rule's still going to be there. So how are my kids ever going to meet their grandma if she can't just stop drinking for a couple days? I don't know. It's a bummer.
That's what my coffee machine sounds like.
Hey, Darren. Cargo ahead. It's 10:34 p.m. on a Thursday night in Burlington, Vermont. Or actually, it's Thursday. Yes, it's Thursday. It's about 9 degrees out, and I'm currently sitting in the parking lot of the school library. I wasn't at the library. I actually just came back from a friend's house. But the reason that I'm here is because I can't use the toilet in my home right now, and I have to leave my house. I've had to do this all day because my roommate is 20 years old, and I just found out that they've been flushing their tampons down the toilet. And I woke up this morning to an overflowing toilet. So every time I have to take a shit, I have to leave the house. That's really sad to me. And so here I am. I'm sitting in the parking lot at school because I can't use the bathroom in my own house because my roommate has been flushing her tampons down the toilet. So the moral of the story is be a boy so you don't have to do this ever. Okay. Good night.
Hi. I'm currently driving. I just left New York City. I'm driving back home to Virginia from Massachusetts because I gave up the first weekend I've had in probably about 4 months to help my dad drive back a car for my sisters to drive after he wrecked his. It was a big convoluted thing. Yeah, so I'm just kind of lonely and bored and a little sad because my family's been falling apart for the last year and a half. It's been years in the making, but my parents got divorced back last winter, so things are getting weird. They said that they're still friends and whatnot, and that they were working together to like raise me and my sisters. I mean, I don't think I really need it as much because I'm almost 20, but you know, they're still 16 and 15, so we're all going to work together to make sure they're okay. But like, they just keep fighting about a lot of stuff, and like, my dad's adamantly opposed to me going back to school, but my mom finally is like listening to herself for once and not just like being brainwashed by him. And it's just like, finally my mom and I can get along, like, for the first time in, actually, yeah, first time forever. I feel like I can talk to her about just about anything. And, hell, I mean, I even told her that I was proud of myself for honestly not killing myself this last couple of months. Because I have a big problem with depression and whatnot. And, like, but on the other hand, my dad doesn't even believe that depression's a thing. He doesn't think I should be studying engineering. Like, it's one of the things where he keeps just telling me what to do. And it's starting to break everything off. And I don't want to kick him out of my life, but she's leaving us like almost no choice. I love my family, but everything's falling apart. It's really scary to watch, like a car crash in slow motion.
I just kind of wanted to say something, so I thought I'd call. I once heard that loneliness is not being alone in a room. It's feeling alone at a party. It's feeling alone surrounded by people. And I think that's the truest definition of loneliness that I've ever heard. And by that definition, I think I've probably spent my whole life, to some extent, lonely. Not entirely, maybe, not completely and always sad, but just lonely. Just not understood or not connecting. By myself, in my head, a lot of it, even though it didn't always seem like I was in my head. It seemed like I was present. I knew how to fake it. I figured it out. But mostly I was just in my head. And probably the most incredible thing that can happen is meeting someone and suddenly, finally realizing you're no longer alone. Somebody else understands. Somebody else is in your head with you. It's like a feeling of magic. It's kind of like suddenly getting that letter from Hogwarts. That letter that says it's okay. You're not crazy. You're not insane. You're not weird. You're not unlovable. You're not broken. You're okay. There's somebody else like you. There's somebody else who can exist in the place that you go. It took a very, very long time for me to get that letter, but it was the best thing in the world. And I'm guessing that I was not the only one feeling that sense of loneliness for that long. And I'm guessing as well that other people are hoping, or perhaps giving up hope on ever finding someone that makes them feel like they're not alone anymore. And so I'm leaving this message just to say, don't give up. It'll come. Just make sure you keep going out and trying, and you'll find somebody who understands eventually.
I can hear the traffic picking up outside my apartment. It's about 5 a.m. right now. It's kind of hard for me to keep track of that because, you know, that number keeps changing. It was 4:30 a.m. It was 4 a.m. And I had the number dialed up in my phone for at least the past hour. I've been putting off a phone call for even longer than that. And I have this like crippling anxiety, and I just can't. I keep tapping my phone to keep it awake. so that way it doesn't go to sleep. But I don't know. I've been thinking about vulnerability a lot for the past night, for the past year, and why do we spend so much time trying to obscure that? I mean, obviously, I'm exposing one of my big ones right now, which is just like talking to anybody, especially on phones. Phones are the worst. But, we're all guilty of obscuring this stuff. Online it's really bad, but we do it in person as well. It's a line that's harder to see when we do it in person, right? Because there's this intimacy with body language that, a socially inept person like me can confuse that for somebody telling you everything when really they're obscuring things. They're not telling you everything. And, sometimes this shows up as posturing. You see that a lot with, kind of younger people, and you see, a lot of people present things through omission. You never tell the full story, especially online. Online's really bad because you can more clearly see the dissemination of information about yourself. People don't say everything. And I don't know why that is. I think everybody is so much more interesting when you see like the fuller side of them. But we're so afraid of doing that. And I'm so confused by that. I don't know. When you don't reveal your full self, maybe that, it kind of puts people off a little bit. And maybe it's that weird self-defense thing, but I don't know. Also, Twin Peaks is dope. And Darren, you should totally make another Lunchables unboxing video. Bye.
Hey, I don't really know what to say. I'm in Washington right now, and I'm outside, and it's really, really cold, but the sky is clear, and the stars look really cool. I don't know why I'm calling. I think I just feel really weird. Like, how the sky is really big. It's scary. Like, when you look up in the sky, you are literally looking into infinity. You're looking at 1,000 million infinity worlds and everything. And it's terrifying because it means nothing matters. Nothing matters. What you wore today, what war is going on, what TV show is being canceled or whatever, none of it matters. You are just a drop in a cosmic ocean. I don't know. It's just really weird. Everything is terrifying, and everything is stupid, and nothing matters. This is really sad to say. I don't know what I'm doing. Go watch a TV show or something.
So I was just listening to episode 2, and to the woman who is really afraid, who is poor and now has a wealthy boyfriend, is really afraid that she's being a terrible person for him paying for stuff. Oh my God, please don't beat yourself up. I feel so bad hearing that. I'm in a similar position, but the reverse. My boyfriend doesn't make a lot of money, but he does what he's passionate about, and I make a lot of, fools, that sounds funny. I don't make a lot of money, but I make a decent amount that works, and I end up paying for, more than half and paying for some of his stuff. Please don't beat yourself up and try to think about the long term. If you are, if you're going to school, if you're getting your master's, if all goes according to plan, it sounds like you'll have, a job with more income in the future, and hopefully, then you guys can kind of work something out where you feel more comfortable with what you're contributing. But, oh my God, you are not a terrible person. This is just, in the grand scheme of things, this is just kind of a smaller thing you have to work through, and, a small piece of the pie, if you will. So, I'm so sorry that you feel that way, and I hope that you're able to talk to your boyfriend about this and work through it. I'm rooting for you.
So I had a friend in high school who I liked a lot, and she and I were like really, really good friends, like almost best friends. And I think she liked me too, but nothing ever became of it for some reason. And one year, I think the last year of high school, I wanted to ask her out, kind of, but we kind of got into like an argument over something. So it never happened, and she kind of stopped talking to me. And though once in a while, she'll message me randomly, and it's kind of weird because I dream of her sometimes. So every time I dream of her, she sends me a message the next day. It's really weird. I don't know how to explain it. And it's been happening. It's also happened in high school. Like, I would dream of her, and the next day she sent me a message. And I don't know, it's just been happening a lot. And I just find it a weird thing. Yeah. I don't know how to explain it. So maybe I should try to dream of her more often. I don't know. Okay, well, that's it. Bye.
Hi, I'm the book writing rambler, which sounds like a really cool superhero, but I'm not that. So, on the ringing part, I got really scared for a second that you would answer, and that would be really creepy. So please don't ever answer the phone when you're calling in. 'Cause, I feel like people get up the courage to, like, call and leave this voice message where they're like, oh, maybe somebody will hear it, but nobody will have to hear it directly from me. So please just don't answer, ever. Even though mine was positive. I love this show, by the way. Anyway, I meant to ask a question that I like to hear from people because I think it will be interesting. So my question is, if you could do something that you weren't doing now, your greatest passion, if you could do your greatest passion, like, what would it be, and why aren't you doing it? So that's just what I want to know from people, because I want people to be happy, and sometimes I don't know why people aren't chasing their dreams. So, okay, I'll leave again. I just wanted to know that. Okay, bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode. You can find more episodes on Spotify and iTunes. We also post episodes to YouTube, individual messages to Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. All of those are at Call or Go Ahead. And you can find all of our work at callorgoahead.com. The show is made possible by the games we make, party games Super Fight and Red Flags, the miniatures game Gatefall. You can find out about all of those at jackdyer.com. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.